deserving applause for Daniel Barenboim at the piano and Itzhak Perlman in this final movement of Brahms's Opus 108 Violin Sonata No. 3. So amazing. And something that you can hear on tomorrow night's program at Eckhart Grammaté Hall at the University of Winnipeg as part of Virtuosi 16-17 season, featuring the Zodiac Trio, 2 members of which we have here in the studio right now, formed at Manhattan School in 2006. This is their second appearance here in Winnipeg as part of Virtuosi. Last time they were here was 6 years ago. But welcome back, you two. That's great. Hey, so yeah, go ahead and share the mic, guys.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. It's almost surreal to be back here 6 years after. Actually, it seems like it was much further than back than 6 years. Yeah. But it's always such an honor to come back to a concert series. That means that we did at least something right.
I'm pretty sure.
You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure you did. As many reviews as I've been reading about not just your album that was released this year, but also about your performance engagements. We have in the studio, by the way, Clement and Rico, clarinetist and pianist in the trio. Our violinist is looking after her beautiful baby.
Yes,
your beautiful baby.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, exactly.
So Vanessa, right?
Vanessa, exactly.
Well, and send her welcomes. I hope she's listening right now.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah. Oh, hi, Vanessa. We miss you. But hey, okay. So let's start. So you formed the trio at Manhattan School in 2006. All of you were students there. Sort of.
Well, sort of. I'm actually, this is a secret, but no longer, I guess. I'm older than them.
That's
sure.
Well, pianists have more to think about, though. You have to just...
oh, yes. We have the most difficult role in any of the musical instruments, I believe. So.
I think so, too. You know, having to play, an orchestra worth of voices. I mean, that's a responsibility very heavy.
Completely agree.
Yeah, well...
and she's wise beyond her years.
Well, I mean, we would hope so. Yeah. Just if we, I'm sorry, we only have one mic for you guys.
No problem.
But as a collaborative duo, you should, or trio actually. Well, in this case, and sometimes you play as duos as well, because the repertoire for violin, clarinet, and piano is kind of rare. It's hard to find, right?
Yeah, I would say, it's there are a few standard things, and that was sort of the pillars upon which we built our repertoire, right? So there's like Bartók Contrast, there's the Soldat Stravinsky, Hachiturian, Mio, but there's not a lot. It's not a string quartet, right? It's not a piano trio. But we figured that if Bartók can write a piece that good as contrasts, for example, or Stravinsky can arrange l'histoire and make it so incredible, that definitely there's potential there.
Yeah.
And so, we have commissioned, over a dozen works, and we've had about 100 works written for us in all. So it's been quite a ride in terms of expanding the repertoire.
That's why it seems more than 6 years since you've been.
That's what it is. That must be what it is.
The density of repertoire. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you are playing some of that repertoire for us here in Winnipeg, aren't you?
That's right.
Yeah. The Andrew List, his klezmer fantasy.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's really exciting. Andrew teaches at Berkeley. We were just talking about this really briefly. Tell us about your relationship with him, and perhaps some other composers that you've been recently working with that you've really valued.
Well, Andrew, this is just such a wonderful relationship. It started almost 10 years ago.
Okay.
And essentially, he's written us 2 works by now. We've toured with him everywhere. We've taken his piece to China, to obviously Canada, all through the States, and it's one of those beautiful relationships where he really writes with us in mind because he knows us well personally as players, and then we work together on putting together these tours and these projects. So it's not like he writes a piece, sends it in the mail, we pick it up and we play it. No, we stay in his house. We've spent a lot of time with this guy, and he teaches at our festival. We have a festival, Zodiac Festival, and he teaches there. So it's his family to us, and so he knows us so well. So that's sort of what I imagine, that perfect symbiotic relationship that creates masterworks. Stadler and Mozart, right, and Berman and Weber, that kind of thing. Speaking of Weber, right?
Yeah,
like my segue to the
great. That's
perfect. Right?
That's so great.
But yeah, it's been a wonderful relationship with Andrew. Yeah, and it's a klezmer piece. That's so much fun. I mean, I studied with David Krakauer. He's like the god of klezmer, and Andrew was trying to get in touch with his Jewish roots.
Yeah,
that was his thing, and so And that's how Klezmer Fantasy came to be.
And you also played recently on your album. You recorded Danielpour, which is kind of in that same kind of color family. Richard Danielpour, another great American composer, whose art song I totally love. It's he's just so lyrical, but still totally accessible, but still, has those great little left turns that keep you excited. I love that. I love that. But you also play all of this standard repertoire too. Not only are you premiering things and having things commissioned, but you're playing the standard repertoire. What do you feel the value is of having that standard repertoire on your list?
Oh, well, first of all, it's sort of the bread and butter of every musician, right? So if I don't get to play Schumann from time to time, you have to go back to those things. And also, I think, at least for me, you look at a new piece that's never been recorded, never been played, right? You have to have the background of a standard, even romantic, let's say, work to be able to then find a way to interpret this new piece that you have no idea how it should sound because there's no record of it, right? So I feel like it's just, it's a necessity. And there are some new music ensembles, maybe I'll get in trouble for saying this, I don't know, I hope not. But I feel like there are some new music ensembles or some new music players that sort of disconnect from that, and it's so contemporary, and sometimes I feel like, give this guy a Mozart sonata, let's see, or her, just so they can connect back with with tradition a little bit, because I feel like if you get away from them too far, then you may be in trouble.
You lose the foundation of the language. Yeah.
Yes, that's well said. You should do radio. Yeah.
Well, thanks, buddy. We have Clement and Rico here from the Zodiac Trio. Vanessa is busy looking after her beautiful baby with Clement. Sorry, your beautiful baby. And Rico, tell us a little bit about. You mentioned. Clement, about your summer festival. Rico, tell us a little bit about this great place in Côte d'Azur. You guys teach in Côte d'Azur?
I should probably pass the mic to
really?
Clement, because he's the artistic director.
Oh, are you?
But it's a beautiful, beautiful place.
Okay.
Yeah. It was actually sort of my baby. I went to the Nice Music Academy about 12 years ago, 15 years ago. I remember it was a while ago.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so. I mean, I was early 20s, I think, and it was just the most incredible experience of my life. Just south of France, right, practicing there. And I thought, boy, I wish more people had a chance to do this. And the only reason I found out about it was because Vanessa's French, and we knew each other back then. And I thought, well, I want to create something that people would know about, because this was sort of only for the French kind of thing. Not a lot of Americans knew about it at the time. And so this idea came about. 2 weeks, 40 students, all in their undergrad, so they're ready to embark on a career.
Right.
And, 10 professors, and people just, we played together with the students. There's about 8 or 10 concerts in that 2-week period. They take lessons, they play numeral chamber ensembles, and it's so much fun. It's just kind of like getting away from it all in the south of France. We're located in the mountains, and we do run-out concerts to like Antibes, Cannes, Saint-Tropez, and it's just,
I can't complain.
Yeah. Do you have a voice program that you do?
I know.
Well, if you need, just
Sarah,
I'm letting you know. Just hook us up, friends. It'll be super fun. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the program tomorrow night, and maybe Rico, you can talk about this, because I feel like Clement,
he's a definite talker.
Have
of
a
the
little.
trio.
It's good though. It's good. It shows passion. That's good. But tell us a little bit about tomorrow night's program, rather. There's some really great stuff. Not only is there Brahms and Weber, but Shostakovich and Schickele.
Right.
Okay, so tell us.
We're also doing Piazzolla's,
right? And Piazzolla de Milonga and Muerte del Ángel.
I arranged it.
Oh, you arranged it?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, so arranging, I think it's becoming a thing nowadays in classical music stage, like something that you're used to, and then taking it to another completely different style.
Right, jazz cats have been doing that with standards forever.
Yes,
so
exactly.
why can't we do it?
Yeah, and also actually Andrew's Klezmer Fantasy was also an arrangement of something that he wrote before.
Okay.
So yeah, in that line, and yeah, it's always fun to do Piazzolla's, and I thought, okay, you know what? I think I've been with the trio long enough that I know how. At least I know how my players sound like, and I'm just gonna write it out. So that's what happened, and yeah.
That's fantastic. And then, okay, so tell us a little bit, just a tiny morsel about the Schickele, because I'm just so curious. I only know him as PDQ Bach, this magical classical music satirist and parody artist. Right. So tell us what his legit music is like what his real music is.
Well, it's very, very classical.
Yeah.
I have to say. It's very audience-friendly, some beautiful, beautiful moment. Second movement is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. And third movement brings down the house. It's
awesome.
It's a good old, just like a country fiddle style.
Yeah, so there's fiddling and there's a piano solo that's probably going to sound best in a smoky bar.
Like a tack piano, twangy, nice and gritty.
Exactly. But it's nice to hear that he can actually write, like, serious stuff because it works.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Well, you can catch these two plus Vanessa, the violinist in the Zodiac Trio, tomorrow night at Eckhart Gravite Hall as part of Virtuosi's 16-17 season. For more information, virtuosi.mb.ca is the place to go, or you can call their ticket line at 786-9000. Friends, it has been such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you
and
so
congratulations, this is also your last tour date.
Yes.
So have you been across the country or the continent?
A little bit of both. I mean, we, from West Coast to Midwest to East Coast, pop-out date in Europe, in Italy, a long trip to Canada, about 10 dates in Montreal.
Oh, wow.
So it's been kind of all over in Calgary. So, starting from the end of September until now. So it's, we're ready to go home maybe just for a couple of weeks at least.
Just a little
bit. Just I want to see my bed looks like.
Understandable. Well, we are so happy to host your last concert of your tour. I hope you have a really wonderful time tomorrow night. I'll be there for sure with figurative bells on. I promise I won't wear them for real.
Much appreciated.
Clement and Rico, the clarinetist and pianist of the Zodiac Trio, Vanessa, at the hotel with Bebe. So, hey, once again, please join us tomorrow night at Eckhart Gravite Hall. Concert starts at 8 o'clock. Once again, virtuosi.mb.ca. We are going to play you out with something else that is on the program tomorrow night, a little bit of Weber's Opus 48 Granduo Concertante. We have John Manassi and John Nakamatsu playing in this recording. It's a pretty good recording, I think. We're going to hear the final movement. Yeah, it's really, okay. All right, fantastic. They approve. This is great. It was such a pleasure to have you. Come back soon.
Thank you, Sarah. What a pleasure.
Thank you so
to be here.
much.
Take care.